Hi friends, welcome to our class on machine learning. Myself Dr. M. Tirupati Rao, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering, VIIT, Visakhapatnam. So, as part of our lectures, in our previous lectures we had seen, what is machine learning, basics of machine learning and types of machine learning techniques. There we had discussed in detail about the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the third one is reinforcement learning. So, in our previous lectures we had seen what is supervised learning, what are various types of supervised learning techniques and various algorithms used in supervised learning, and of course, the real time applications of supervised learning. In the similar way you had seen regarding the unsupervised learning, various types of algorithms used in unsupervised learning and real time applications of unsupervised learning, and moreover we had seen in our previous lecture the main differences between the supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So, today in this lecture we are going to see the next type of the machine learning model, that is the reinforcement learning model. So, let us see what is the main difference between this reinforcement and other two types of learning models, supervised and unsupervised learnings in detail. So, this is the syllabus you have. So, today we as part of our lecture we are going to see this reinforcement learning in detail, and what is this reinforcement learning, why we need to go for this reinforcement learning, and what are various techniques that will cover under this reinforcement learning, and of course, what are various real time applications that are available in market today under this reinforcement learning also we can discuss in detail here. So, this content of this lecture are reinforcement learning basics, definition, and why we need to use this reinforcement learning, and of course, the working of this reinforcement learning and the applications of this reinforcement learning. And the lecture objective of this reinforcement learning is the student can have the good idea about this reinforcement learning, why we need to use this reinforcement learning, and of course, what are various applications and which sort of problems will come under this reinforcement learning, and how you can apply a reinforcement learning model to a real time problem. And of course, the outcome of this lecture is the student can have a better knowledge about this, how a reinforcement learning model or a technique in reinforcement learning can be applied to a student or can be applied by a student to a real time problem. So, all these things can be covered under this lecture. So, as part of our lectures we are seeing every day, various types of techniques that are covered are models under this machine learning. So, first one we had seen the supervised learning, and various models that cover under this supervised learning are this classification and regression you had seen. So, coming to the next class we had seen the unsupervised learning. So, dimensionality reduction techniques and feature selection models we had seen there, and of course, today in reinforcement learning the other two models which come under this reinforcement learning are the value based models and policy based models. So, these two types of models we are going to use under this reinforcement learning will be covered under this lecture also. So, value based models. So, whatever the models you are going to use, you are going to calculate the value of that model, and based on that value you are going to decide whether that model is good or bad. Similarly, policy based models. So, you will design a policy for solving any problem, based on that policy you are trying to solve your problems. So, that is the policy based model. So, all these models which comes under this base model are, you are having a policy and you are implementing that policy, and you are trying to assign or you are trying to assess the actual outcomes of this model. So, this is the thing in reinforcement learning. So, in detail when you are going for the next slides we can see the detailed things in detail. See, these are some of the important terms. So, I am telling you the thing is, so compared to supervised and unsupervised learning, this reinforcement learning is different. That is, in supervised learning it is a labeled data, whereas in unsupervised learning it is a unlabeled data, whereas here in reinforcement learning the complete processing model will be different. That thing is, see some of the important terms used in reinforcement learning. So, when you are going for the next lectures you can understand actual thing how this going to be worked. The first one here is the agent. These are some of the terms commonly used in any reinforcement learning models. First one, agent. It is an assumed entity which performs actions in an environment to gain some reward. So, agent means it is an entity, and moreover you remember that it is an assumed entity. It is not an actual entity. We are assuming here this as an entity. So, the basic thing is an assumed entity will be taken here, and this assumed entity will perform an action in an environment to gain some reward. So, what is a reward? So, you are performing a task and you are getting a thing. So, you are doing a work from morning to evening. At the end of the evening, you are getting some salary as a reward. So, you are performing some task. For that task, somebody is paying you. So, that is your reward. Similarly, here agent is going to perform an action, and for that action he is going to get a reward. That is one of the first important thing, agent. Second one, environment. So, a scenario that an agent has to face. So, actually problem or the thing which he has to face by an agent will be taken here as an environment, and moreover whenever you are giving this as an expression, you have to represent this environment in the form of a small e. Remember, it is not a capital E, it is small e. So, environment can be represented in the form of a small e. Similarly, reward. So, reward means I told you already. So, you are performing some task, for that task you are getting some reward. A simple way, you are performing some task, by the end of the day you are getting some salary or some reward as a money or some appreciation something. So, you are getting this appreciation by performing a task. So, that can be here treated as an reward. So, remember all these types of reward functions can be always represented with a capital letter R. Similarly, coming to the state. State refers to the current situation returned by the environment. So, whatever the output state which you are getting or the situation you are getting by performing a task can be taken here as a state. And remember, this state can be always represented in the form of a small s. Remember, it is not capital S, it is small s. And of course, last one I told you, policy. So, policy always represented in the form of a pi, and you know, for performing any task you have a strategy. In reinforcement learning, that strategy can be here considered as a policy. So, based on that policy, what is a policy? You have certain rules and regulations. By following the rules and regulations, you have to implement your task. Similarly, here also for implementing a reinforcement learning model, first you will design a policy, and based on the rules and regulations in that policy, you try to solve the problem. So, simple, this thing can be considered as a policy, and of course, this policy in reinforcement learning can be represented in the form of a pi. So, as a conclusion, we can see here some of the important terms used here in reinforcement learning are: first one, agent. It is an assumed entity who are going to perform an action, which is going to perform an action in a task or task, that can be taken as an agent. So, environment, where this agent is going to work or the situation he is going to face, that can be considered here as an environment, and it is represented in the form of a small e. Whereas, reward, for performing the task, he is going to get some reward. That reward can be considered here as a capital R. And state, similarly, state means the current situation what you are going to face in a environment, that can be considered here as a small s state. Similarly, policy, for performing any task you are having some rules and regulations, and by following those rules and regulations you are trying to solve the problem. So, that can be considered here as a policy. So, why to use reinforcement learning? So, this is the important thing you have to understand. See, it helps you to find which situation needs an action. So, in real time when you are working, you will have so many situations, but for every situation it is not possible for you to develop a model or work a model. But to use reinforcement learning, you should have a situation which need an action. That should be the first one. Second one, it helps you to discover which action yields the highest reward over the longer period. That is the main key role in the reinforcement learning. So, it helps you to identify the best work, from which work you can get the good result or good reward, and that too for a longer period. This thing. So, you have so many tasks. For 5 minutes you can earn something. If you work for half day, you can earn something. If you work for a full day, you can earn something. If you work for a 1 year or 1 month, you will earn more money. So, based on our targets and based on our requirements, we will choose the work. Similarly, reinforcement learning also will give you which task if you choose or which problem if you choose, from that problem you can get the high rewards with a longer period. That is the best thing which you can get from this reinforcement learning. And the third one is, it also provides you learning agent with a reward function. I told you for every problem you will get a reward here. So, it always gives you the facility that learning agent with a reward function. So, you will have a reward function, at last you will combine all the rewards whatever you got and you will combine that value, that will be your reward value for this total program. So, it also give you that data also regarding the reward function. Of course, next one, it also allows you to figure out the best method for obtaining large rewards. So, the reinforcement learning will guide you or will suggest you, if you choose, if you have n number of works, from n number of works, which work if you choose, you will get the good rewards. That thing also will be suggested or given you an idea by this reinforcement learning. So, these are the best things we need to understand when you want to work with reinforcement learning. So, first one, it helps you to find the situation needs an action, which situation you want to act. Second one, it will give you the data about which work if you do, you will get good rewards. Third one, it also provides a reward function, and of course, last one, which work if you perform, you will get the large number of rewards. Those four are the key important factors here. And one more important point is when not to use this reinforcement learning. So, we have seen all these four situations where we are going to go for reinforcement learning, but whereas there is another thing, that is when you no need to use the reinforcement learning, that is the enough thing. See, when you have enough data to solve the problem, that means you have enough problem, enough data to solve a problem, then you no need to go for this reinforcement learning. And second thing is, and it is computing heavy and time consuming, because reinforcement learning purely works on the algorithms, it is a time taking process or time consuming process, and computing will be very heavy, because here no data will be given in a labeled manner. So, unlabeled data, raw data will be given. So, it will take much time for the machine to understand the data and process the data. So, the thing when you no need to use this reinforcement learning means when you have a data to solve the problem, you do not go for that reinforcement learning. Second thing, when you have a raw data, then only you go. Second one is, it is a time consuming process. If you want the results in a very short span of time, then you do not go for this reinforcement learning. That is the best thing from this. So, coming to this, what is the reinforcement learning? See, reinforcement learning is the training of machine learning models to make a sequence of decisions. So, here you understand the first thing, here it is not the one decision. So, to make a sequence of decisions, that means decision 1 D1, decision 2 D2, decision 3 D3, like this some decisions the machine is going to provide. That is the first thing. Second one, the agent, that is another name for reinforcement learning algorithms performing the task. So, whoever is performing the task in reinforcement learning can be taken as the agent, learns to achieve a goal in an uncertain, potentially complex environment. Here the agent tries to solve the problems in a situations where when it is an uncertain, that means what may happen nobody knows, that is the uncertain situation. In those cases, and potentially complex environment, it is very difficult environment will be there for performing a task. In those situations, these reinforcement learning applications or algorithms can be used. And of course, third one, in reinforcement learning, an artificial intelligence faces a game like situation. So, when you are playing a game, you may win or you may lose. Similarly, when you are using this reinforcement learning model, you may get the result or you may not get the result. The result means what you are expecting the result. So, sometimes you may get the accurate result, sometimes you may not get results. So, that is the game like a situation, you may win or you may lose, anything may happen at any time. So, you cannot guess. That is the thing in reinforcement learning. Of course, the fourth one, the computer applies trial and error to come up with a solution to the problem. Here the computer always applies trial and error method. Sometimes if it is tries, it may win or it may lose. So, we cannot guess until the machine learning, this reinforcement learning algorithm completes the entire task, you may get the result as success or fail. Anything may happen in this reinforcement learning models. So, that is the reinforcement. As a whole, if you see this reinforcement learning, basically here it uses to provide a sequence of decisions, and here these machines will work in uncertain situations and potentially complex environment situations it will use. And moreover, it faces a game like situation. In that situations, you may win the game or you may lose the game, anything may happen. So, this is the thing about this reinforcement learning. So, how this reinforcement learning is going to work, that is the another key important here. See, the designer sets the reward policy. So, I told you already, whoever is designing the algorithm, he will set the reward policy. That means, if you success this step, you will get this reward. If you go for this step, you will get this reward. This is the how a super reinforcement learning works. So, first the designer sets the reward policy, that is the rules of the game. He gives the model, no hints or no suggestions for how to solve the game will be given. So, the machine has to think on its own without having any hint, or how to solve the problem will not be given by the designer. Simply the designer will give the problem. By understanding the problem thing, the machine has to go for searching the solution, and when the machine reaches to next level by level, based on the level it reaches, the designer is going to give the reward policy. That means, if the machine reaches to this level, some reward will be given. If it machine reaches the next level, some reward will be given. Like this, the designer will design the problem. It is up to the model to figure out how to perform the task to maximize the result, reward. So, once the designer gives the model, so it is up to the model. That means, whatever the model we are giving, whatever the algorithm we have chosen and we have wrote code here. So, it purely depends on the algorithm how to solve more thing in the problem and to get the maximum reward. Always it depends on the model what you have given. And of course, the third one is the tasks might starting from totally random trials and finishing with sophisticated tactics and superhuman skills. So, when the machine is trying to solve the problem, it may starting from a normal random trials. So, it will trial with trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, trial 4 like this, from a random trials to a sophisticated tactics. So, some tactics, special tactics also can be used, and sometimes superhuman skills. That means, the algorithm or the machine can work faster than the human being. As a result, the machine can use any type of trials such that to reach the goal, so as to get the maximum reward. So, last point is, by leveraging the power of search and many trials, reinforcement learning is currently the most effective way to hint machines' creativity. So, by using this reinforcement learning, nowadays whatever the applications where the machine's creativity is being done, like robots, a humanoid robots, where the human, like human, the robot is also taking the decisions, it is going to play with humans, it is going to talk with the humans, all these things, it will be purely comes under this reinforcement learning, where the machine's creativity will come out. That means, the entire process can be done by the machine itself by taking the rewards by solving the problems. That is the reinforcement learning model actually. So, basically, see, this is the where this reinforcement learning used mainly are the robotics. Just now I told you humanoid robot, where the machine or the robot behaves just like a human being. So, in robotics, the machine, this reinforcement learning can be used highly. Second one, video gameplay. I told you in the previous slides also. So, just like this reinforcement learning is like playing a game where you can win or lose. Similarly, video gameplays is also one of the best applications for this reinforcement learning. And of course, resource management. Suppose you have 10 number of people in your office and you have 15 works. So, if a human being is allocating the works or utilizing that human resource, it may be sometimes fail. But if you give the same task to machine, it will allocate the things based on a logic. So, this sort of resource management is also one of the application that can be easily solved by using this reinforcement learning. So, working of reinforcement learning, an example. Suppose you see this board here, this board is having, here this board is having the fires here, this one is one, second one, third one, this is the robot. Now, the task is the robot should need to reach this diamond. So, diamond is the reward here. So, the thing is in minimum number of steps, without catching this fire, the robot should need to reach this diamond. So, reaching the diamond is the task here or reward here. So, the robot needs to move from here to here in a small number of steps. That means, the number of steps should be minimum and the robot should not catch the fire and it should reach the diamond. That is the task here, and see how this thing will go. See, the above image shows the robot, diamond and fire. We had seen there, three things are there, robot is there, diamond is there and fire is there. Of course, this diamond is your reward. The next one is, the goal of the robot is to get the reward, that is the diamond, and avoid the hurdles that or fire. I told you there. So, the robot needs to reach the diamond without catching the fire. That is the task here. The robot learns by trying all the possible paths and then choosing the path which gives him the reward with the least hurdles. That means the task of the robot here is it should reach the diamond. That is the main goal. For reaching that goal, the task it will perform is it has to choose the minimum number of steps, not the maximum number of steps. That is the one condition. And second one is it should not be caught by the fire. So, that is the strategy the robot follows here. It should reach the diamond in a short number of steps. Second one, it should not be catched by the fire. That is the thing. So, each right step will give the robot a reward. I told you, whenever it is going for one step near to diamond, it will give you a reward because it is a successful step. And each wrong step will subtract the reward of the robot. Similar way, when it is success, it will get one reward. Whenever it is fail, it will get the negative. So, one reward will be removed from the robot. And last thing is the total reward will be calculated when it reaches the final reward, that is the diamond. So, that is the problem here. So, the main thing is the robot needs to go or reach the diamond with short number of steps and it should not be caught by the fire. For that, whatever the steps it is going to play here or forward here, for each and every successful step it will get a reward. Similarly, in the same way, whenever a wrong step will be taken by this robot, a negative reward also will be given. That is, one reward which it had earned already will be removed from the count of the rewards already caught by this robot. So, types of learning, reinforcement learning. See, first one is we have seen here, two types are there, positive reinforcement learning model and negative reinforcement learning. First one is positive, you see. Positive reinforcement is defined as when an event occurs due to a particular behavior. So, whatever the event, we do not know. When an event occurs with a particular behavior, it increases the strength and the frequency of the behavior. So, that is the positive model. That means, whatever the event happens, we do not know the event, but it will increase the strength and frequency of that behavior. That is the positive type of reinforcement model. And some of the advantages or applications are, it maximizes the performance. Yes, of course, when it is strengthening the frequency or behavior of this model, of course, it maximizes the performance. So, more energy will be there for the machine such that it can give you the good performance. It sustains change for a long period of time. So, whenever the changes will happen also small changes, but it will sustain for a long period of time as because the strength is good and strong. So, that is the positive type of feedback reinforcement learning model. Coming to this second one, that is the negative type of reinforcement learning. So, what is this? It is defined as strengthening of a behavior because a negative condition is stopped or avoided. So, you have to understand this thing very clearly. See, it is defined as strengthening. Here also the negative reinforcement learning is also strengthening the model, but how? By stopping the negative things. See, you have to understand this thing very clearly. For positive, it is a positive. Why? Because it is strengthening the behavior or the frequency of the behavior. Whereas, in the negative type of reinforcement learning also, it is also strengthening the system. How? By removing the negative items of the thing, it is strengthening. That means, you are removing whatever the things are causing the negative thing, automatically it will move on to the positive thing. So, that is the negative type of reinforcement learning. So, these are some of the types of techniques or algorithms that we are going to use in this reinforcement learning. See, first one, value based model. Here you should try to maximize a value function, that is V of S. I told you S is a state already, V should be represented here as a capital V. So, capital V gives you the value based model for a state. What will be the value of that state? What is the value means? The total number of reward you are getting, that is nothing but the value here. And of course, the policy based. I told you, whatever the model you are trying to develop here, you are going to develop that on a policy, and in that policy you have the rules and regulations. So, by using those rules and regulations, you are going to solve the problems that will come under this policy based. And of course, I told you this policy can be represented with a term pi. And model based. See, here you need to create a virtual model for each environment. So, whatever the environment you have, you are going to create a virtual environment for this model based examples of this reinforcement. So, some of the things you can use are Markov decision process and Q learning. See, these two things are the statistical models. From that you are going to use these two models. See, some of the applications or real-time applications of this reinforcement learning are, you see, robotics for industrial automation. See, nowadays you can see, observe, everywhere in industries they are opting for the robotics. So, the best thing for this is why? Because you know the reasons, to reduce the operational costs and to reduce the human accidents, and the task or the amount of work which was done by a robot was more than a human being. And more thing is, the human errors can be reduced by using this robotics. For that, almost every industry is going towards the automation. So, that is the one of the best example for this reinforcement learning. So, business strategy planning. So, what will be your best strategy to improve your business, to launch the new products? Like this, if you want to plan your business strategy, the reinforcement learning models are the best suitable models. And processing the data, of course, you know. And the thing is, aircraft controller, robot motion control. You know, the aircrafts also will have the autopilot. So, all the programming model which were implied in those aircraft controller, robot motion controls, by using these reinforcement learning models only we are going to use in the. So, these are some of the applications. So, robotics for industrial automation, business strategy planning, data processing, and aircraft and motion control of the vehicles can be done by using this reinforcement learning. So, these are some of the textbooks given in your syllabus. You can go through this syllabus, and you can go through the different applications of this machine learning also discussed here. So, for the algorithms, you can see the second one. For Python with machine learning, how it can be used, and deep learning, one of the next application of this machine learning also can be observed through these textbooks. And of course, you can have the a thing when you have some free time, you just go through these reference textbooks also, that will give you more knowledge on these topics. So, these are the some of the references where I had found this data for preparing this content, and thank you very much.